What's up YouTube, Danny Hype here with another Dragon Ball Super video. Today's video is a deck profile, and yep, you're looking at it is a deck profile of Hercule. Now I know when he was first released, he kind of seemed like he was a joke leader, you know, his 1k body and then his 5k body on the other side seems like quite the liability. But I'm telling you guys, he's actually a pretty decent deck. Is he the best deck? Not by a long shot. Is he the worst deck? Definitely not. So the version I kind of went with was an aggro one. So what Hercule does is basically on his front side, activate battle. So when you attack with a battle card during your combo step, you can basically combo the top two cards of your deck, which is actually pretty good because you can put on pressure without having to use your hand. The idea of this deck is to kind of win by turn 3 or 4, and I'm telling you guys, it's definitely possible. I definitely think this is better for best of one deck format. So if this is like a ARG 1K, honestly, the next ARG 1K I play, I'll probably be playing Hercule. He's a really fun deck. When I went to my locals, playing against my friends, when I showed up, they kind of thought, you know, I was joking, I wasn't serious, I wasn't actually going to play it. They would be surprised if I even won one game. Little to their surprise, you know, I actually did really well in the tournament. They were laughing at me before the matches, and then after the matches, they were singing a different tune for sure. I was able to take some games off them. It's nothing better than beating your friends with Hercule. So if you guys want to troll your friends or, you know, actually do pretty well with this deck, you know, definitely try this one out. But yeah, let's get into the deck real quick. So we start off with Toa. It's just a 1-drop searcher, top 7. Looks for your mirrors and your mass sands. Mirrors are pretty much the MVPs of the deck, but it's just a 1-drop play that you have, because your 1-drop Kaba plays you don't really want to do, and I'll get into that in a second, but it's a 1-drop play that helps you look for some cards. Now, the super combo, I chose to go with the black one over the green one, mainly because if you use your ability and you combo, if you're not at 4, obviously the trunks aren't live, and sometimes your opponents won't attack you or they don't want to get you to 4. So if you're using your ability early and you happen to hit a super combo, you don't get anything from it, and that feels pretty shitty. However, with this one being, it needs to be overwhelmed 5. It's actually pretty easy to get overwhelmed with his ability. Thus, having this live, if you're at 8 or 7, it'll be live for the rest of the game with your overwhelm. So that's why I chose this one over the green one. The next one, we got Time Patrol Trunks, just the really good overwhelm card. Look at the top 2. It definitely helps with his ability because you can kind of set up your combo. So if you look at top 2 and you see a Champa there, you can leave it on top of your deck. So when you use his ability, boom, double strike, crit, or whatever. So it's a really good card in the deck. The next one is Haru Haru. Now this is kind of a sideboard, main board situation. It's like my meta there. A lot of people are playing Cell like green leaders or yellow like Frieza type stuff. So that's why I just main boarded it. And I'm telling you, when you get to actually main board Haru Haru and play it against those decks, it makes a world of difference. She makes the deck so much better if you actually get to utilize her. Now the real MVP is probably Mira, you know, overwhelm 4, the crit, and especially if you do this, use his ability and you flip a Champa, 30k double strike crit plus whatever else you get, it's pretty devastating. Now the 2 Mass Saiyans, I chose to go 4 and 2. I only chose this one for 2. I don't really, like, unless there's like a blocker on board or something I need to get rid of, then I'll use him. Obviously you use him if there isn't one, because I don't really want to take my own life. Your life is pretty valuable with him because you're pretty weak, so if you kind of almost force yourself to go to 4, then they start attacking you, then you gotta start expending your hand to kind of defend yourself, which isn't the greatest thing. So you kind of want to stay on this side. I only ever flip if you want to use his other side's ability to go for game. For the most part, you don't want to flip. You want to, like, I've been games where I just went down to 1 life, staying on this ability. Then on my turn, I killed them from. I can kill people. You can kill people from like 8 to 0. I've done that before to people, and it's kind of insane. So the same thing applies for Kaba, right? I don't really want to use Kaba early. 1, because you give them 2 cards, and then 2, you hurt yourself, getting yourself closer to death basically. And once you're closer to death, it's pretty hard to defend yourself with a 5k body. So I kind of use Kaba as a double strike 1-drop finisher to close out games. So I like to use him as a late drop. Trunks is just another finisher, another crit. Now my sideboard does have the Trunks Zeno combo, so if you're playing against decks like Apes where they have Apes on board, obviously you can't get through those blockers, it's definitely good to side in the Train Attack Zeno combo, so you can obviously get rid of their whole board, and having him there to evolve on top of 2 makes it a quicker play for you. Further Destruction Champa, actually this is probably the MVP in the deck, because when you flip him on, especially on a crit, oh man, it feels good. This one's just the nuts. You can sometimes, like, if they're at, I had a game where I won where they're at 2 life, and I swung with him, I comboed, and I just happened to hit the Champa, and I won off of it. I comboed my hand and won. So yeah, it was pretty nutty. Now, this one's probably like the worst. Like, it's crazy to say, but Gohan's probably the worst card in the deck. Now, 3 energy is pretty steep to play. Everything, as you can see, is really cheap to play relatively. Actually, everything's basically 1 or 2 drops. Only reason he's in the deck is because it's Gohan. He's probably the best red card in the game. But you usually close out games by turn 3 or 4, and I'd rather much play like, you know, Kaba, and then pay 1 energy for this, or, you know, pay, or Haru and stuff like that. But sometimes you can play him and it's not terrible, so that's why he's in there. The next one is this Legic. It's if they have a battle card, so having another on your turn, if they have something and you got nothing on the board, all of a sudden you throw down Legic. You know, you pay 1 for Kaba, you pay 1 for Mass Saiyan, you know, you play Haru, you play whatever, and all of a sudden you have like 4 things on board, and you barely paid any energy, and you have some more combos from this. And then the last one is the super combo. It's great if you hit him off Hercule's ability. You know, you use his ability, flip this over, draw a card. It's quite nice. But yeah, that's a deck. It gets pretty aggro, you guys. You can win easily by turn 3 or 4. Catch people off guard. Definitely beat your friends. So yeah, definitely check this deck out. Is it the best deck? Nope. But you will have some fun and some good stories. I guarantee it. Hope you enjoyed it.